last 2-3 years. But I guess I want to get beyond that. W2AAT, this is K2SA. Steve? That was a carrier there. Also, you know, you'll get the, SEER 16 or something like that, SEER 17 compressor, so you'll save a lot of money. You really will, a heck of a lot more efficient. And even a pound of Freon probably now is what, $100, $150? That's what I paid. I paid a fair amount to fix the leak today, so I don't want to keep doing that every year. The one I was looking at, the one that they specified, would be a SEER 14, which is an economy thing, and I don't know, I could go bigger and better, but maybe for the amount of time I'm going to live in the house, I don't need to have it that big. Well, I think also, you know, you're not going to use it, you know, all that much. I don't know what this house has. I never really paid attention. I think we had SEER 16 or 17 in Merle's Inlet for multiple reasons. You know, it was just not an air conditioner, but it was also a heat pump. So, you know, I needed to have that efficiency during the cold times. Yeah, the one I've got, the one I've had now for, the one I've had for the last 8 years is a SEER 13. And it's worked well, other than it has a leak, so I guess I'm just looking at replacing what I've got. When we had the air conditioning in Merle's Inlet for I think about 9 years, and it went bad. So I bought a new system, and bought a high efficiency system, and the heat exchanger, it was up in the attic, and I had vaulted ceilings in that house and whatnot. When they put the heat exchanger in, the way the plenums were, it wouldn't run. The system would not run. There were too many angles in the plenum, cold air return and whatnot, and it just would shut down. And the manufacturer sent an engineer out, and they had to redo the entire area where the plenum was. They had to put a framework in and put new ductwork in and whatnot to get it running, so it was, the heat pump would handle it, the air handler would handle it. And they had it all done, and he had this thermometer that he was going to stick in where the air was coming into the heat exchanger, where the air was coming out of the heat exchanger. And for some reason he misjudged, and he put the thermometer smack dab through the heat exchanger. So he destroyed the heat exchanger, and all the coolant had to be replaced. It was a very expensive situation for them. Oh my goodness! What a screw up that was. Yeah, they lost money on me. Hey, how's the boat? Well, I've got it pretty well done. I've still got a few things to do, but there's a leak on the rub rail. I want to take the rub rail off on one side and take a look at what's going under it. But there's a boat parked alongside of me. If they move that boat, then I'll be able to get a ladder there and work on it. You said that they put them in there pretty close. Yeah, for some reason they stuck this little runabout between myself and another boat. It fit in there, but it just prevented me from doing anything on that side of the boat. So I've got to see if they can. I think tomorrow there's a boat that's in front of that that's going to be going out, so they can pull the runabout out of there and put it someplace else. So that's what I'm going to see if I can get them to do. Well, yeah, it's you have that nice weather, you certainly want to get going and put it in. What's the end of the month, maybe? I'm looking maybe
Just before Memorial Day, or a lot of times I go in the Tuesday or Wednesday after Memorial Day. It's just, if there's any problem with the boat, you know, if there's any leaks or anything going on, there's people around, so like if I have to pull it back out, but there's people there to do it. The last thing you want to do is put it in on the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, and then have nobody around.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. So, is it a marina? Does it have, you know? I guess it does. The repair shop and all that.
Yeah, they don't do too much work on. There's a little work on boats. Sometimes you have to bring in your own mechanic if it's anything significant. But yeah, what they do is they boats on a cradle. They pick it up. They pick it up, and if there's a travel lift in it. It's, you know, it just goes out on the travel lift, and I drop it in the water. It's got straps around it.
You gonna do any across the lake trips this year?
I think by time of doing that is over, Clicky.
I can appreciate that. You know, it was one of the reasons why I sold my boat. You know, it seemed so easy when I was younger, going out 10 miles in the ocean and, you know, fishing. But the older I got, the scarier it got.
Well, that's right. I don't want to. In order to go to Canada, it's 55 miles across open water. I mean, it's a long. You're out there for 2 hours and 10 minutes, and most of the time you don't see any land. It's quite an adventure. And at my age, I just don't think I want to do it anymore.
You would go to Toronto?
I would go across the lake, but I would go to Toronto. I go to Thousand Islands. Well, mainly over to Coburg, Ontario, but yeah, it's a long way across. It's like if you're down in Florida, going to the Bahamas is short.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. I never did that kind of boating. You know, mine has always been Lake Erie. Never really boated much in Lake Ontario. Thousand Islands, you know, that area. But, you know, most of it was, you know, Florida, Carolinas, ocean, and a single engine. And, you know, I would never go out any farther than, with the ship-to-shore radio and whatnot, I would not go out any farther than 10 miles. I figured that was a good distance. You can get enough trouble out 10 miles without that inviting any more problems.
Well, I've never had the boat break down across the lake, but other people I've gone with have broken down, and I've actually towed a boat. You can be out there if you're towing somebody at a slow speed. It can take you hours and hours to get where you're going.
Oh, I can imagine. I had a Glastron speedboat, ski boat, years and years ago. And we were out fishing, and the engine broke, seriously broke, and we actually drifted into where the freighters, at the Port of Buffalo, where the freighters were, the break wall, and coasted right up to a freighter, and was sitting there trying to get somebody to help us, and the guys at the freighters were yelling at us and telling us to get away from the freighter. It gets us this little, 17-foot boat, and they were afraid of me, banging into them or something. Finally, the Coast Guard came. No, it was the Sheriff's Department came, and they rescued us. But that was scary.
It's scary if you break down on a shipping channel. We were coming out of Norfolk one time. I was bringing a boat back to Canada, and we had just come out of Norfolk, and we turned north up into the Chesapeake Bay, and the boat we had, the engine stopped, and then I heard on the marine radio, "This is Warship 71 entering such and such," and the problem was that the fuel filter was plugged up. We had to change the fuel filter. Meanwhile, this aircraft carrier is bearing down on it, and you know it's not going to stop. But we finally get the thing going now, and it got out of its way in time.
Oh man, that is really scary. I can't imagine and I've heard, in Charleston, we get the Coast Guard and the whatever else that's out there in Charleston Harbor, and that's aircraft carriers and all that sort of stuff. And you can hear sometimes some chatter where some leisure boat is right in the path of some destroyer or something, and the captains of these destroyers are not happy to have that happen.
No, because they can't really alter course. And so they're just too big to avoid you. So they just yell and scream and try to get you out of the way. K2SA.
W2AAT. You there, Steve?
KE2G, this is K2SA. I guess not.
Yeah, well, maybe he's enjoying the sunshine. I'll send you somewhere. I'm going to be doing some travels, and we are coming up to Buffalo. It's only going to be for a few days, but if I can work it out, maybe the three of us can get together.
Okay, well, let me know what the details are, and we'll see if we can't make it work out.
Yeah, just for coffee, it would be fun.
It's going to be this month?
I'll write you.
Okay.
Are you going to put the W5 up?
Not yet.
It's going to spoil you. That's why you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it.
Yeah, all these years, you went without. Now now it's there, and it's going to scare you. I can see it now.
Well, I'd have to run some coax to do it. I've been so many things here outside that have to be done. I'm working on the air conditioning, and I want to put a new driveway in. So this is the year to spend money.
Oh, you going to have it paved or gravel?
Paved.
Wow. What you're about 100 foot long?
300 feet.
Oh my God.
300 feet, 8 feet wide.
That has got to be expensive.
Yeah, I haven't got any estimates yet.
Well, can they lay it over the old one, or they have to actually dig a new bed?
Say again?
Do they lay it over the old one, or do they have to, dig a new bed?
I'm not sure. There's some places where they can't do that, and maybe some places where they can. So I may have to get a bunch of estimates to see what people are willing to do, and perhaps make some compromises.
That ought to be interesting. They just started paving the streets, repaving the streets here in our community, our HOA. So they've been out the past couple weeks marking all the site work, where the utilities are on the road and the sewers and all that sort of stuff. So within about 3 streets up, they paved the street already. So we're expecting a nice clean, bumpy street in the next maybe month. It's exciting.
Well, that'll be great. It'll be nice to come and go on a good surface.
Yeah, there's the streets are the community is like 20 years old. So there was time before that when they laid the infrastructure, and there's been sewer work and all sorts of utilities and stuff and repairs, and they tore out all the curbs, the handicap curbs with the sidewalk ends. It meets the street, and they put all new approaches in with a abrasive rubber mat built in them, so it's not slippery. So people going down that little angle. So when it gets done, it's going to look really nice, and it's certainly going to be a lot better for people who are in wheelchairs and whatnot.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like a great improvement. Well, it's something to look forward to.
Well, it's county too, so we're lucky.
Okay, I'm going to quit a little early tonight. I've been outside working and I'm kind of tired, but great talking to you tonight. I don't think Steve's going to make it tonight, but I'm aware of what's going on with you, so we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, it sounds good, Rick. Nice chatting with you, and have fun with getting the boat going. And as I say, I'll text you what's going on. K2SA W2AHA. Take care.
Okay, I'll look forward for your text, and we'll talk to you soon. W2AHA, this is K2SA. We'll be clear.
Bye-bye.
You want this guy, I'll give it to you on a silver platter, but you're going to do something for me.
Yeah, you need something quid pro quo, or they'll just, it'll be a one-sided affair. W4 BWY.
I don't think you even have to have a logbook.
You've never flown it yourself.
For a certified aircraft, John, you have to record every flight, everything that you do, even an oil change, you have to put in that logbook. Anything, you got two different logbooks. You got one for the airframe and one for the engine.
You can sit out there on the runway or tie down for a damn year, and they can't, if you don't move it,
You hadn't violated anything. Well, that's that's true, John. But that's like having an amplifier if you're not a legal ham operator. I can have as many amplifiers as I want to. As long as I don't operate it, I'm legal. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
just remember, it's never illegal till you get caught.
Yeah, if you run a stop sign, you didn't break a law unless there was a cop watching you.
That guy's broad as a barn door on 63, ain't he?
Yeah, he is, but I got the RF gain pulled up tight enough. I got him scorched back pretty tight. He's a good 4 wide.
I read about guys, brand new hams, just when they get in the rigs, they're going to open up to 4 and 5 tanks before they ever get on the air. And that's the way they operate. They don't know better, and they don't care.
Yeah, well, I immediately go 3. You know, if it'll go 2.9, 2.8, 2.9, or 3, I'll take it as far as it'll go. I ain't going to go over 3, but I'll take it to 3.
It's no wonder all these guys have been getting citations up on $39.99. I think they all ought to catch them.
I can't believe anybody runs that close to the edge. You got to give it 3 KCs minimum.
I never, even operating on CW, never got closer than 5. Just have that insurance.
Oh, yeah.
And then some of them, even worse than that, were operating up there on upper sideband.
Hey, Bud,
Yeah.
without going too much into the detail, do you know I could run 2.7 right here on my radio? And if my audio is within the ALC, I could sit over here and decouple this amplifier to the point to where it was just completely out of resonance. Now, it won't be any higher than 2.7 as far as on center frequency, but now it may be external submission somewhere else, you know, outside of 2.7. But my point is,